Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I got another mask. I got a couple of new ones to show you yet today, and working on a customized mask. Now, a couple of you people said, hey Rick, what's up, man? Going for some cheap advertising? Well, yeah, and here's what I'm thinking is that if I make something that looks nice, that's got, yeah, it's gonna be self-promotion for myself. It's got some Corvette stuff on it. If it looks more than like if you're working at a hospital, I think you'll be more inclined to wear it rather than people not wearing a mask at all. So that was my intention by trying to make a custom YouTube mask, which I'm still working on. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. One thing that frustrates me though when I'm walking out here, yeah, this sucks. Because this is all supposed to be Corvette parking, but I can't commandeer this area if there's no Corvettes to park in it. So now there's trades and employee parking, and it's just a mess. And that kind of stuff just irritates me, man. Let's go over to the service building, check out our Corvette technician, Chuck, and talk about a couple of quick things that we've mentioned in a couple of previous videos. And today, I've got a quick tip for you on a C8 Corvette. Oh, goody. Dump truck, anybody? As a business, we're under requirement to be wearing a mask all the time. I was already taking the precautions beforehand. Oh. It's nice to come down here and see my buddy Chuck busy. ZR1 he was just working on, put some all-season tires on. This one went in for some service. Donald from Maryland's coming in this weekend. C4 Corvette, haven't seen one of those out and about in a while. A little servicing on that. One of my new inventories, getting a part fixed on it. 427 car over there. There's a 13 Grand Sport over here. Camaro. Ah, there's the Callaway. Yeah, it's still here. Actually doing a little servicing, and I'll tell you more about that, why it's still here, getting ready to ship to Brian and Lisa here shortly. We're doing, I'm not doing, Chuck's doing it, the transmission service on it. Getting the new fluid in there to prevent that torque converter issue. And then this is another Z06 convertible from West Virginia, getting some service done. So it's nice to see that part of the business is staying busy for you guys too. He might be at lunch. All right, he's in the lunchroom. We'll let him finish eating and then we'll get him on camera. I always like to share Chuck when I can, our Corvette technician. He's a lot of fun. He takes his job real serious too, so that's why it's enjoyable for me to share him on the channel with you guys. All right, here's my buddy Chuck playing on the computer. Hey, bud.
Hey, what's going on? I ain't playing, I'm researching.
Okay. Acting like he's working.
Hey, what's it right? Corvette mod.
Hey, last week Chuck and I were talking about oil changes and getting your car out of storage, and we gave you some advice. One thing I forgot to mention that he and I talked about, and I always tell you guys at delivery, and incidentally, it's actually in the owner's manual, no matter where you're at, no matter how much you drive it, minimum, at least change that oil once a year, all right, guys? And we forgot to talk about that. We're always having fun. I just gave you our personal feedback on that to give you the right tips on maintaining your car, and that's the whole idea of our Tuesday thing. Also, too, in one of the comments, I think Brian mentioned, he says, hey, I've got a Z06, when I change my oil, and you even said, hey, this will happen sometimes if the car's cold, you hear a water noise.
Gurgling.
Like a gurgling sound on the passenger side of your dash, and that is normal. Why is that, Chuck?
It's the oil returning back to the tank.
To the dry cell.
To the dry cell, yes.
Ah, there you go. And the other thing we talked about, I think it was a couple of videos ago, and I always like, that's why I want to get you on here, you and your Chuckisms.
Here we go.
Engine revoluting. I showed you guys there's so much stuff, and I'm actually going to do a detailed full delivery video on a C7 Corvette. Stay tuned, that's coming up soon as the weather gets better to do that for you guys, and I think it'll be beneficial for a lot of folks that we've shipped C7s to, and you read the owner's manual and you're like, yeah, I can't figure this stuff out. So anyways, in regards to that, you'll see in that video, there's a lot of stuff that you guys will never use. Some of it useless. It's interesting that they put that stuff on there. We were talking about, because a customer had requested it, the engine revs, the lifetime revs, and that's revolutions, or revoluting, as Chuck would say. And he goes, isn't that supposed to be times? It's not divided? No, it's actually divided. And it only said 45 on the one car that we showed you guys. It says divided by 10,000, because if you just have the full number up there, I mean, you wouldn't have enough room to put, a couple million.
It'd be an astronomical number.
Yeah, and think about that, when the car's, sitting in traffic, sitting at Bowling Green Assembly before it ships, it's idling, it's revoluting. That was your cue.
Yeah.
So here, we'll go grab another one real quick and show you what it is revoluted so far for you guys. Again, more useless information, interesting information that the engineers put on your C7 Corvette. What did you say?
I said, crank ain't turning, it ain't revolution.
Oh my gosh. Okay, don't worry, guys. You don't even have to make comments on that below. I got you. This is what I was talking about in the previous video. Hang on one second. Again, that's in your info center at the top. When you select it, scroll down, it's one of the last screens. And this one is 90, all right? Shows the engine hours and what have you. Again, more, to most of us, the Corvette layman, useless information. I mean, that's what it is, isn't it?
Did you just revolute that crankshaft?
I was.
Okay.
All right. All right, I'm going to go back up the hill, go in my office, show you a couple of the new masks that I have, a couple that I'm working on, and then we're going to get into a C8 quick tip, that Chime volume. For those of you that have a C8, does it drive you bonkers? Well, hang on. There's going to be some useful information in there and some stuff that I told you that I'm going to show you how to bypass one thing that I really truly don't recommend that you do, but I'm just going to call it out because I know that you're going to discover it and talk about it anyways. All right, so right now you see I've got the plain black one. I wear this one a lot when I go shopping or just around, something real quick and easy. Just a typical one. I mean, this works out well. To wear something, you know. It's unfortunate that we're in the situation right now, but you folks are in a restaurant business, you better be wearing these bad boys, okay? Let's control this thing that's going on, all right? I mean, it's not such a bad deal, but like I said earlier, if you have something that's decorative, maybe you're more encouraged to wear it, so that's why I'm trying to get some custom ones for you guys. And this one I showed you earlier on the vlog. Oops, sorry. This one came from Elaine at Corvette Cleveland. I love this. Candy Lake, I saw what you'd said in one of the comments on Facebook. You go, oh, that looks like my window balance. Yes, it does. And I just got this one right here. Now, they call it a face mask, I guess, for the reason that Pat made me this. She put it on. Yeah, covered my whole face. Oh, no, I got to put it on right. Look at this thing. Look at it sewn in there. Yes, this is the lady that made me the coffee with Conti towel. Yeah, buddy. How about this rapid blue Corvette mask? I love it. And this does, oh yeah, this does, nice job, Pat. This has the metal on it too. And Pat is working on a quote for me right now to possibly do some of the sewn custom masks that I've been talking about. So stay tuned for those details. All right, guys? And hey, feel free to text me or email me pictures of you and the masks that you're wearing. Let's share those on the channel just before our ride segment. Be curious to see what, I mean, some of you guys have the camel ones. I got a American flag one ordered too. I forgot, I told you about earlier. I got the Indians and the Browns one coming, but what are you guys wearing? All right, send those over to us. The information's up on the screen. Be happy to share that with you. And thanks again for being smart and being safe. Hey, now don't forget, after our quick tip coming up here in just a second, we share your beautiful rides. Now, if you're not sure and if you just joined the channel, hey, what's that all about? I don't care what you're rolling in. That's your ride. We want to share that on the channel. Email me. Please don't text it. I get hundreds of text messages. Email me your beautiful ride, and we'll put it in rotation and share it at the end of our Tuesday vlogs. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Hey, baby, C8, you feel so good. All right, my customer Nick called me from Florida the other day, and he says, hey, man, you got to help me out. You got to help me get rid of this Chime volume. Well, you can only to a certain extent. He says, it's so loud, you can hear it all the way down the street. I said, what are you talking about? So check this out. When we first start the car, hopefully it comes through, and it should on this camera. And I know right now I've got it set at the loudest setting. Now, if you hear this constantly while you're driving, we talked about that when the C8s first started arriving. That means you're driving without your seatbelt fastened. More on that in just a second. So if you want to adjust the Chime volume, you can only do it so far. I mean, even just that little bit you heard, yeah, that's annoying. So if you want to adjust your Chime volume, no matter what screen you're in, hit your home button here or hit the home button way up there. And we'll be able to show you how to get it down to its lowest volume. Unfortunately, you cannot turn it all the way off. So in this main home screen, go into your settings, going to vehicle up over here, go into comfort and convenience, and right at the top you'll see Chime volume. You see that it's all the way over. You can go like this to the left and it'll allow you to take it about halfway, and that's it. That's it. Tap all you want, that's it. Now let me bring it back up. I want you to hear what Nick was hearing when he was driving around. Now, I'm not really going on the road, I'm just going to drive on the lot so you can hear it. And it should start here in just a second, because I don't have my seatbelt fastened. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm awake. Who needs coffee when you got Corvette chimes? Oh my gosh. Again, I don't know how that's coming through camera, but here's the problem. If it's going off in the manner in which I'm doing right now, driving the car, like I said earlier, you don't have your seatbelt buckled. You can't override that, guys. This is a safety feature from Chevrolet. You've got to buckle your seatbelt. Now, let me just say this and qualify this that I don't agree with this. And I know there's some people that just said, I'm not wearing my seatbelt. And they do make devices to clip into your buckle to make it appear and trick the car that the seatbelt is buckled, and you can get rid of that chime. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend putting your seatbelt on. Yeah, I mean, I can't even believe I said that to you guys, but you know there's stuff out there like that that'll do that, but that's not the right thing to do, and there's unfortunately no way to get rid of that chime entirely. Let's get it down to as low as it'll go so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, I've got it on the lowest setting now, but it's still going to get your attention. Okay, so I mean, it's faint, annoying, faint, but you can hear it still. It's not blaring like it was before. No wonder Nick was cranked up when he called me. He says, man, get rid of this thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? And once I got in the car and I was playing around with it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So that's probably going to be our last, well, it won't be our last, I mean, physical last C8 quick tip until I get more cars in here. We'll do some other stuff to get you guys ready for the launch of this car, the relaunch, if you will. Like I said, I think it's going to be, oh my gosh, it's got to be every bit of a couple of months before we start seeing cars again. I've got some more intel on arrival dates and possible production dates and things like that, so we'll talk more about that in a future video. I appreciate you guys joining us. All right, I gotta be careful backing up here. These mirrors are awesome. This camera is fantastic. But what do we usually do at the end of our Tuesday vlogs? That's right, we feature your beautiful rides. But before we do that, I want to thank Len in Texas for sending us these next 20 cars you're about to see. 20 cars from 1950 to 1960 that were never produced, and some of which were never seen by the public. Thanks, Len, and thanks for joining us today. Yeah, I got to practice what I preach. Hope you enjoyed that segment on the C8 Corvette. I've got an interesting contest that I'm developing that, well, I'm going to have to wait till we get some more C8s in here so we can do it, but I think you guys are going to kick out of it. It's really, really going to make you think. So stay tuned to this channel. Make sure you subscribe so you're eligible to win some of the prizes when we get to that point on that new contest. With all the COVID-19 stuff going on right now, so many of you are making the news and you're doing great things in your community for individuals and people in your family. These Corvette parades are just fantastic. Right here in the Columbus, Ohio area, our own club that we sponsor, well, not our club, we sponsor them. It's the Chosen Few, and they're all over the country. They do some great things for the community. It is Ariel's 16th birthday, and here's a little clip of the parade they provided for her birthday before we get into your beautiful rides.
And I didn't understand that you were the one.